welcome to a brand new Nerds United on YouTube. My name is Greg Mahochko, my co-host of the year, Mike Luther. Hello, Mike. How are you, sir?
Hello. I am excellent.
Well, fantastic. We love hearing such outstanding feedback.
I'll be even more excellent if I know for sure that my fridge and freezer are working correctly.
Oh, tell me what's going on there, Mike. What's going on with fridge and freezer?
I woke up this morning and I noticed that the ice was melted a little bit. In fact, the ice that I put in there last night was not frozen at all. Like, it was still just cold water. And the back part of the freezer was like frozen over, like frosted over.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, I took all the food that I could salvage out of the freezer and some out of the fridge, brought it to my mom's, put it in her freezer and fridge, and then turned the fridge off and let it defrost, which that didn't actually take as long as I thought it would. But it's plugged in right now.
Usually not a good sign if it takes less time to defrost, right?
Yeah. But I had it unplugged and I had the freezer door just open. Because, and then I plugged it back in. So it's plugged in right now and it's running. And I really don't know how long it takes ice or for water to go from water to ice. But it's been since about 2 o'clock. And they're solid, but they're not solid yet. So we'll see.
Years ago, Mike, I mean, when I was a wee lad at the age of 10 or 11, I used to frequent my buddy Matt's house there in Fairview Heights, and I'd stay there, spend the night, play video games. Sega Genesis was the platform of choice at the time, and his parents would oftentimes order the Bigfoot, I think, from Pizza Hut, or maybe it was a little, I don't know, but it was like just an insane amount of pizza that he and I would just eat till the wee hours. And we'd always take the 2-liter of pop and like a Coke or Pepsi or whatever, and we pour it into what was now infamously a red Solo cup, but we'd always stick those in the freezer, and then 11 o'clock, midnight, whatever, we'd have soda, slushies.
Oh,
so
nice.
And it's just the reason that came to mind is you said, I don't know how long it takes water to freeze. That's the only reason that side story came to mind.
And by the way, Google is wrong, because I literally checked on Google and they said 2 to 3 hours. It's not 2 to 3 hours. Sorry, Google.
I think it might be the freezer then, Mike.
Yeah, I hope not. Well, I mean, actually, it doesn't matter. It's the landlord's problem.
I was gonna say that's a landlord's problem, not a renter's problem.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mike. Well, we want to welcome everybody to this episode of Nerds United on YouTube, which I think is redundant because I'm pretty sure that's how I started out this video. But we really want to remind you, the viewer, that we have a podcast. You know what it's called? It's called Nerds United. You can find it on most of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as jitterymonkey.com. And the reason we're doing a special shout out at the beginning of this video is because right after we're done recording the video, and you can actually find now on jitterymonkey.com and all of those platforms that I'm not mentioning, but you know what they are, it's our 200th episode of Nerds United. So we're taking a lot of fan and listener questions in this episode, going over some of the news and notes of the week, but it's also causing us to shuffle up a little bit of what we do on the YouTube video. One of the things we always do, and have done it for a long time, is we always go to the book. Mike, I'm going to hold the book up, and I want you to tell everybody what the book is.
The book is The League of Regrettable Superheroes, Loot Crate Edition, by John Morris.
And we always, John, if you're watching this, we always give you a shout-out. And we have mentioned to listeners numerous times that you have other books, like the one about supervillains and sidekicks, and those are the ones that I'm aware of. So, John, if you're watching this and you ever want to come on Nerds United and talk about the research process or what drove you to wanting to write these books, let us know. Hunt us down in the comments. We're not too far to find. We have all of our social media information at the end of the video. You can also email us directly, nerdsunitedpodcast@gmail.com. That goes just for you, John Morris, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We'll take all kinds of feedback.
Exactly.
We love to hear from you. So, well, oftentimes what we used to do is, like Mike would pick, when we weren't social distanced, Mike would, and recording we'd record at my kitchen table. Mike would have the book, and he'd, pull up a random page, and he'd give a name. I would start Googling and fill in the blanks. But a lot of times what I do now is read. I'm not going to read the page, but I'm going to read the first paragraph, because this is coming from page 60, The League of Regrettable Superheroes. Mike, are you ready?
Let's go.
A masked red and blue figure appears, using web-shooting wrist devices to swing from the rooftops. An outlaw mistrusted by authorities, the spider-inspired crime fighter uses scientific powers to defeat evil in its myriad forms. If all that sounds familiar, it should. No, we're not talking about everyone's favorite neighborhood Spider-Man. This is Spider-Queen, a different arachnid-themed do-gooder. Even more significant, she precedes the famous wall crawler by 20 years. Mike, Spider-Queen. Before I opened up to page 60, had you ever heard of Spider-Queen?
Never once.
Created by, I'm probably going to get this wrong, and according to the little notes on the side here, indicates that it might be a pen name of sorts. But it says, created by Elsa Lasau, who was believed to be Luis and Arturo Casanova. And she debuted in the Eagle #2, Fox Features, September 1941. So far with me, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like me to? I don't want to really read on, especially on YouTube, where it might just look unprofessional.
Yeah.
Didn't go too long. There's usually a piece in here, and I'm not doing it justice, so John, I apologize, but there's usually a little bit in here about their foes, their adversaries. I'm not saying anything like that. But anyway.
So essentially, I want to say I was going to say originally it was a ripoff of Spider-Man, but no, Spider-Man ripped her. Okay, interesting. Not sure what's going on there.
I don't know, but
she has essentially the same powers as Spider-Man.
It would seem that way, based on that first paragraph that I read. You talk. I'm going to read to myself. Scan.
No, that'd be funny if you just read to yourself, the entire time. That's what our YouTube was about. I would just talk, and then it's Greg reading silently to himself.
Spider-Queen was a research assistant Shannon Kane after her husband Harry, a brilliant young government chemist on a special assignment, is killed by enemy agents of a foreign government. Obviously, Shannon discovers his notes for spider web fluid. Interesting. Following the recipe, she creates a thin and durable adhesive that sticks like glue and, as Shannon discovers to her delight, is actually strong enough to swing on. This is sounding dangerously close to copyright infringement.
I'm almost positive it is. Like, I don't know how they got away with it, unless it was just like between Spider-Queen, I don't know, maybe the patent ran out or something, or trademark or copyright, whatever it is. Not a patent.
It would be a copyright trademark.
Yeah.
My wonder is, it was 41. How many of these were actually trademarked? Copyrighted properties. That's true. A difficult thing to tell.
I have heard of some shady practices in the comic book world.
No, Mike, how dare you? You take that back.
Yeah.
I can't. No, sir. No.
And maybe John Morris can come on the show and tell us all about the comic book world here on Nerds United.
From September 1941, which was Spider-Queen's debut, to Amazing Fantasy 15, which came out in 1962. I mean, it does. There are a lot of familiar contact points, Mike. Should we be concerned? Should Stan Lee, may he rest in peace, be concerned?
I mean, considering this is the first time you have heard of Spider-Gwen, I think he's fine.
All right. John Morris, doing the Lord's work. If you are curious about more like Silver Age, Golden Age comic characters, heroes, villains, etc., make sure that you seek out some of his stuff. I'm sure you can find them wherever fantastic books are sold. If I don't even know if Loot Crate is still a thing.
I haven't heard of it on any podcast, and that's where I used to hear about it.
That's how I heard about it.
Yeah.
Mike, before we end this video, how about you take us to the newsroom?
All right.
And I'm going to crack open my beer.
What are you drinking?
Tonight, just a Leinenkugel's Oktoberfest.
Ah, nice. All right, so I shared this on the Nerds United Facebook page earlier today, so it's one of the first ones up there. Essentially, The Boys, which you can watch season 1 and most of season 2 on Amazon Prime right now, they are getting a spinoff. And in fact, I guess the spinoff has been in the works for a while now, but because of the success of especially Boys season 2, it's getting fast-tracked. The only thing they're saying about what the spin-off is, don't have a name for it, but it will be about essentially a superhero college run by Vought. Vought is the kind of main company in The Boys. So you're taking college-age superheroes who are kind of at their prime everything and making them kind of compete with each other. They said it's part something and part Hunger Games. And I forgot what the something was, but there's a Hunger Games element to it.
Well, if it's anything like, the first season and 3 quarters of The Boys, to where we're at, there's going to be blood.
Well, actually, hold on. They said this one is going to be actually rated PG.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
I find that. I don't. I was going to say. First of all, you can't really tone down The Boys world without just being like, and now The Boys on CW.
Right.
And the way I envision it is if they're taking college age, soups, then I'm anticipating the nudity factor is probably going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this about college, Mike, but apparently there's a lot of fornication that happens on college campuses.
I've heard that too.
I didn't experience any of it, but I heard it's out there.
My mom watches this YouTube channel, so I'm not going to say anything.
Hi, Mike's mom. Pleasure to have you on the podcast train for the last 100+ episodes since Mike joined the show.
Dang right. One thing I will say, though.
Wait. Your mom watches the YouTube channel. She's probably been in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Does she know what is right behind your head?
What? A calendar. Okay. Oh, it's a calendar. Yeah.
Okay.
A calendar.
I did.
It's so I remember what day it is, and I put like a schedule on there so when like Nolan goes to school and stuff.
And I hope that you've got your mom's birthday on there.
I remember it here.
I mean, I do too, and my mom always remembered all of like the her siblings and all those other important birthdays, but she still fills out a calendar like the last week of December for the following year, and then she'll just first week of the month, everybody who's got a birthday that week or that month is getting their card.
My mom used to. I know maybe she still does. I know it's not up, but it's stored away somewhere. Had like a very cool wooden calendar that you would slide. I know the month it would be on a hook, I believe, and then the dates you would slide in, and then like if like Christmas, like so it'd be like 1, 2 instead of Christmas you'd have like a Christmas tree.
Nice.
Yeah. Birthdays, I think it was a birthday cake or something like that.
Like a turkey on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stupendous.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna say, Well, I learned one thing about the book. I can't say it, but I think you know it because it's a spoiler. Remember you talked about you accidentally read something about Black Noir?
Yes.
That you wish you didn't?
Yes.
I think I did the same thing.
No!
But it was, and I wasn't expecting it, but it was like, something like, what are Black Noir's true superpowers or something like that?
Yeah. So. And then it showed like comic frames or something.
Yeah.
Damn you, YouTube. Well, I hope you enjoyed Nerds United on YouTube.
Yeah.
Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell. Thank you, Mike. So that you know when. I like how you even showed the one off screen. That was really important.
I'm wondering if my hand would go over to your house.
No, I can't even. Here, we'll just do that. Wait a minute. You're on this side, so I need to be. It needs to be like this. Do the other side, Mike. The other side.
Oh, I do go this side?
Yeah. There we go.
Togetherness.
Wonder Twin Powers activate. Never mind, Mike. Here. That's just never mind. So hit subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you are updated on every time we drop a new episode, which I got news for you is usually about once a week. And check us out on all the favorite podcast platforms. Search for Nerds United or Jittery Monkey Nerds United. You'll see a very badass logo of a superhero monkey standing like this, domino mask, cape, the real deal. Artist Joe Dodd, good personal friend and former guest on the show. So anyway, that's it. We'll see you next time. For myself, Greg Bahachko, for the co-host of the year, Mike Luther, be kind.
And rewind.